As Hollywood residents, we're not gonna stand for this. We're gonna come, we're gonna make no noise, and we're gonna let her know, and we're gonna let Hollywood know that this is not acceptable. And we're not gonna stand for this as Palestinians.
Gal Gadot is a racist. Gal Gadot is a Zionist.
I am in the thick of rehearsals for Romeo plus Juliet, so I'm gonna get out of here. Bye for now. The Friday Story notes how a couple of minutes after posting this, she replied to her own tweet and wrote, "And always remember, free Palestine."
My name is Gal, and I'm Jewish. Isn't it crazy that just saying that, just expressing such a simple fact about who I am, feels like a controversial statement? But sadly, this is where we're at today.
Variety breaks down how after this tweet went viral, the studio was shocked that she would mix a promo tweet with a political statement. As a result, Mark Platt flew to New York to speak with her in person.
Brace yourselves, folks. Gal Gadot receives death threats because of Rachel Zegler is swirling all over the internet, and it's got everyone talking about the newly released Snow White movie. This story is so wild, you'd swear it was pulled straight from a Hollywood script. But nope, it's real, it's happening, and it's messy. So buckle up tight because we're diving into every shocking detail right now. Before we peel back how this meltdown started, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe if you're all about deep dives like this. We cut right to the biggest stories in entertainment. No fluff, just facts, receipts, and a dash of chaos. And trust me, you'll want to see how this one ends. Alright, let's set the stage. Disney's newly released Snow White adaptation has been buzzing for months, thanks to the casting of Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot.
I mean, he's totally right. Now, of course, as we covered, the movie is terrible anyway, in its own right. It was probably going to underperform regardless. People are tired of the soulless cash grab remake thing.
While live-action remakes are nothing new, controversy spiked the moment Rachel's interviews dropped. She called parts of the original film outdated and emphasized a more empowered Snow White. Some applauded her take, while others accused her of disrespecting a beloved classic.
Evie Magazine wrote on X, when you compare how Rachel Zegler spoke about Snow White to how other actresses who played live-action Disney princesses spoke about their character, really underlines just how poorly she carried herself.
The debate was fierce, and social media lit up with hot takes from every corner. As the hype built, fans and critics started dissecting each cast member's stance. Rachel's direct commentary on the original's romance landed in headlines. Meanwhile, Gal Gadot, playing the evil queen, mostly stuck to the usual talking points about embodying an iconic villain.
Narcissism is not something to be coddled or encouraged. Zegler isn't the only one who has made political statements, though. Her co-star Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen, expressed her staunch support for Israel.
Then, seemingly out of nowhere, rumors spread that Gal was receiving death threats tied to Rachel's comments. How did we get here? In online spaces, minor controversies can snowball, with trolls twisting narratives for maximum chaos. Allegedly, some fans assumed Gal opposed the modernization, framing her as a guardian of tradition in conflict with Rachel's progressive spin. Those allusions sparked heated debate, with people claiming Gal's silence was tacit support of outdated ideals. Although it's unclear who started these rumors, certain subreddits and Twitter threads fed on them, whipping up hostility and, in extreme cases, threats. The more people talked, the faster the story grew, regardless of factual basis.
Apart from all of the political controversy started by the actress, so the movie had all kinds of problems creatively and conceptually.
Disney hasn't addressed these rumors directly, likely hoping the chatter dies down on its own. The film is already generating publicity, positive or negative. It keeps Snow White in the news cycle, but the alleged death threats muddy the conversation. Instead of discussing whether the updated storyline resonates with modern audiences or how Gadot and Zegler's performances measure up, the internet is hyper-focused on potential animosity between them. That overshadowing can hurt both actresses, who probably just want audiences to watch the film with open minds.
There's no doubt that she drove the final nail into this movie's coffin. She probably drove the final 2 or 3 nails into the coffin.
Rachel, meanwhile, became a lightning rod. She's been praised for advocating stronger female leads, but also slammed by purists who insist she's ruining a cherished classic. Her statements that Snow White deserves a more proactive role resonated with fans seeking progressive storytelling. On the flip side, traditionalists weren't thrilled. Throw in sensational headlines about death threats and the drama soared. People who might have calmly disagreed now find themselves in the crossfire, forced to pick sides in an invented feud. It's worth noting we have no confirmed statement from Gal Gadot that she's actually being threatened. The entire narrative rests on screenshots and secondhand claims from social media. Still, it's alarming how quickly unverified rumors can overshadow actual film discussion. And if even a fraction of the claims are true, it reveals the alarming extremes of toxic fandom culture where strong opinions devolve into harassment. We've seen similar spirals before, like with Star Wars actors receiving online hate when fans disliked certain creative choices, or Marvel casts being attacked for perceived slights. The pattern is familiar. Once a rumor takes hold, it can spin out of control. Even if the original statements were nuanced, the internet strips away context, fueling black and white arguments. People either canonize or demonize a celebrity, often without direct evidence. The threat story is clickbait gold, so it spreads exponentially. But how does Gal fit into this? She's known for a poised public image, especially from her Wonder Woman days, where she advocated unity and empowerment. If she's truly receiving hateful messages, it'd be a cruel twist for someone who promotes positivity. Perhaps that's why some fans are outraged on her behalf, turning speculation into a crusade. Others suspect it's all hype designed to stir conversation. Either way, it's overshadowing what should be a creative venture, bringing new life to one of Disney's oldest princess tales. For Rachel, the stakes are different. As a rising star, she's still defining her public persona. Critics have labeled her too outspoken, while supporters commend her courage for challenging fairy tale conventions. She's carrying a lot of weight. Any misstep might stick to her brand for years. If the rumor mill claims she's responsible for inciting hate toward Gal, that's a heavy, undeserved burden. Yet, if she speaks out to condemn these threats, she risks amplifying a story that might be blown out of proportion. This highlights a dilemma all public figures face. When do you address online rumors, and when do you ignore them? Overlooking them can let misinformation fester, but responding might lend them credibility. In a more reasonable climate, both actresses could appear together, laughing off fake drama while promoting unity. They might still do that, but the internet's appetite for sensational gossip could keep fueling the rumor. People love a feud, especially between two high-profile women representing opposing interpretations of a revered film. The toxic extremes aren't just harmful to the actors, they also detract from valid critiques. There's a genuine conversation to be had about how stories like Snow White should evolve. Is removing certain tropes an overdue update or a disrespectful discard of tradition? Gal's evil queen might reflect modern vices, while Rachel's Snow White might challenge outdated gender roles. That's interesting to dissect. Unfortunately, the meaningful discourse risks being eclipsed by tabloid-style drama about who said what and who might be getting threatened. And let's not forget Disney's role. Studios often rely on controversy to keep the spotlight on a release. People who might have skipped the film are now curious about the alleged feud. Suddenly, everyone wants to see if the tension plays out on screen. It's a double-edged sword. The conversation might boost ticket sales, but it also frames the film in a negative light. If threats persist, Disney might have to release a statement condemning them, a step studios have taken before when fan harassment got too real. In the bigger picture, it's another reminder that fandoms have tremendous power. They can uplift actors, champion diverse storytelling, and spark important discussions. But they can also create echo chambers that spawn hateful rhetoric. Sometimes, the line between passionate critique and personal attack disappears, leaving everyone worse off. That's what seems to be happening here. A difference in vision about how to handle a classic fairy tale escalated into rumors of violence. Early reactions to the film reflect this divided energy. Some critics appreciate the attempt to modernize the story and hail Rachel's Snow White as a proactive heroine. Others feel the changes betray the whimsical spirit of the original. Gal Gadot's evil queen performance is either revered for its flamboyance or dismissed as not villainous enough. The discourse is overshadowed by questions like, "But did you hear what Rachel said?" or "Is Gal under attack?" People lose sight of the actual movie. In time, this uproar might fade. Another headline will come along, another controversy will steal focus, and the hype around Snow White will settle into a footnote in Disney's live-action catalog. But while it's happening, the rumor of death threats is a stark example of how quickly narratives can run wild. Even if later debunked, some viewers will always remember the film as the one overshadowed by alleged hateful DMs and a cast feud. Maybe the best outcome would be a simple unified statement from both actresses calling for civility and respect. That kind of clear joint response can sometimes diffuse tensions. But until that happens, or unless the rumor is proven beyond doubt, speculation will rage on, fueling clicks and arguments. Whether it hurts or helps the film's bottom line remains to be seen, but it certainly shapes how audiences perceive these two women, and that's a tricky situation for any actor to navigate. So there you have it, a live-action Snow White that sparked more than just nostalgic debate. We're talking alleged death threats, polarized fans, and two actresses caught in a media storm. Whether these threats are genuine or just the ugly product of troll culture, the takeaway is the same. The internet can turn even well-intentioned commentary into a toxic mess. Let's remember to separate fact from rumor and keep our criticisms constructive, no matter where we stand on the remake. If you found this breakdown useful, or you're stunned by how far this drama's gone, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We'll keep digging up the biggest stories in entertainment and cutting through the noise. Sound off in the comments. Are you team modernize the fairy tale, or do you think Disney's gone too far? Until next time, stay curious and keep it real.